Call this meeting to order. Good.
Our Heavenly Father, tonight we ask you, Father, to be with us as we do the city business. Father, we do in your will, Father, please you in all we do. And Father, we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Bob Hancock and Marco Park. 2 step forward, please.
Yes, it was this physical year.
Someday I'll fix it. There.
Okay. I would stand here that for your years of dedication and service to the town of Kennett, we would like to present both of you a plaque for your dedicational service and the time that you spent. We all know that it is not an easy task. Sitting up here, whether it's council member, former mayor, or anything like that, it is a rough and thankless job, but we want to thank you for all your time and service. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, guys. All right. In your packets, you have the regular scheduled meeting from July 5th, 2022. So moved. Second. We got a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, committee reports. Chamber. Okay. Finance.
We got our numbers in for last year. That's the new fiscal year. All our sales tax numbers were down except the use tax. We were down $31,562.
Good.
So let's hope that's not the trend.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, fire.
Mayor, council members, updates with what's going on with your local fire department. First of all, over the course of the holiday weekend over the 4th of July, from July 1st through July 5th, our fire calls went up from last year from 45 up to 64 calls this year, and with a 15 call increase. And that was strictly medical calls remained constant. However, this was an increase in grass fires and structure fires. None were necessarily known to be associated with fireworks. Given the circumstances when we show up, being obviously doing anything, there was nothing really able to tell exactly if it was fireworks related. But my hats go off to our individuals on the fire department, both men and women. We were able to provide during the holiday, July 4th, while we were busy with grass fires and so forth, and a few minor structures, we were able to provide mutual aid to the city of Crothersville for a large fire they had over there. So I do appreciate the effort that all the folks made in solving those issues. Some other issues I'm kind of running into are issues, just FYI. Fire station number 2. You'll notice the drilling equipment out there. No, it's not drilling equipment. That's a curing machine that is basically driving in piers. And of the 300 piers that will be required, and again, this is to help out with the seismic design of the structure, of the 300 piers, right now they stand at 40. So they're hopefully that maybe here within the next 2-week period, they'll have that done. And then they will start working on the fencing area between us and the airport, as well as starting some foundation modifications there. So things are moving along. He's talking with the contractor. They are very pleased with how things are going. They're a little bit ahead of schedule, so things are going quite well on that aspect. Other stuff that we kind of have going on, the next 2 weekends, I will tell local restaurants, be ready. City of Kennett Fire Department will be hosting a basic firefighting skills course. Again, that's a 2-weekend course. And right now we stand to have about 35 outside fire department members coming in. So again, we have that going on. Also to throw to you, big event that we've kind of been working on with some different organizations. August 19th, Kennett Fire Department has coordinated with the Tennessee Association of Rescue Squads. We will be doing a farm grain bin rescue awareness course. Now, this is on a Friday, and again, this is designed for the farming industry that we have around here. It'll be a very unique classroom participation course. We're geared up for 120 participants. And we've had numerous organizations help out and want to donate to get this event going on. Baker Implement, Legacy Equipment, Nutrien, Ag Solutions, Greenpoint Ag, Farm Credit, and my hats go off to those folks for seeing the importance of something that we're seeing more and more of around in our area, is a lot more grain bins going in and letting them know our resources that we have to assist in rescues, but also letting them be aware of the different situations that they can get themselves into. So it's going to be a great time, and we look forward to hosting that. Some other things that I'm kind of having issues with. I do want to point out we have been having some phone issues, and kind of throwing this out. Probably need to have a little department head meeting at some point. We've been having some phone issues with our Big River phone system, and we've had I don't know, Lance, I think we've called about 3 times a week over the past couple of months trying to get the situation resolved. Finally, this past week, they installed a new motherboard in one of the connection units, and we're hoping that works. But I did want to kind of throw that out, that we've been having some issues. So pass that along to find out if you all have as well. So hopefully it'll be resolved. That being said, I did have another question regarding moving the permits over to the Code Enforcement Fire Administration Office. I think we had a meeting a couple of meetings ago, and it was mentioned about having individuals bonded. Is that still something that we were looking at department heads and assistant department heads to be bonded as well?
Yes.
I need some clarification, please.
Yes.
All right. We are pretty well on go for hopefully August 1st, that we'll be ready to take over that permitting operation. So,
Hey, Paul?
yes,
The department heads and the second in line?
Yes.
Are bonded.
they are bonded. I didn't know if we needed to get Miss Leslie Jones.
Could be, I'll check on that.
Check on that as well. Also, I guess we need to know, does she need to be a notary in this position or not?
No,
No.
or
Okay.
just be a clerk if you think you need it.
Okay. It's up to the city's choice. Okay.
Not in their building. But,
Okay.
since
we
you
look-
don't have one in
That's
your
it.
building,
Yeah.
it may, you know, pay the
It's gonna
case.
be a different building.
Yes. Okay. And that's what I have. Any questions by you all?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
This is something that came to me in the community. I understand we ticketed Mr. Greenway for an issue out there at the controversial area there.
Sure.
And I was just curious why it went to him instead of the Legion program itself.
In order for citation to go through, it was best that we had an individual on that. And that situation, after talk with him, believe a citation was issued, and after that, he did work a deal that solved the concern by rescue personnel. That was providing a key for both the fire department and also the Chamber of Commerce. So that was provided in order to solve the issue as far as being able to get to those folks in that situation.
Thank you.
Also, I do have some salary issues, but I believe that's kind of been understood that it'll take place, be discussed during human resources.
We'll deal with that tonight.
All right.
Chief,
Yes.
we got a brief rain, small amount of rain. The next 2 weeks does not look anything but favorable for the grass to turn back into a tinderbox. Do you need any support as far as, are you thinking about a burn ban or anything else?
Good question, Randy. My thoughts on that is, really for right now, our call volume does not really show that there's a need for a burn ban. We've had folks, and this is just a rough estimate, about 3 to 4 persons a day call asking for permission to burn. And again, being out there with a water hose, being out there with it at all times, and that it's out before dark is a requirement. And they're calling in and making sure that it's yard waste only, and we've had no issues. I don't feel like doing a burn ban on my behalf as the fire chief would be a big issue for the city of Kennett right now. Everyone's kind of been using a great, watching out for that. Another good note with the 4th of July weekend, so a few times when we would get called out on various fires, we would notice where some folks were, when they were shooting their fireworks, that they did have that bucket of water out there. And we got called for a couple of grass fires that, they had the fire put out prior to our arrival. So, again, the citizens of Kennett are doing a fairly good job watching the burning situation right now. So, no, I wouldn't warrant having a burn ban at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we obviously have some issues. I'm sure everybody's been called from somebody about the issues with the 2 days that people don't feel like they've gotten paid for. And so I'm going to suggest, and I'll further discuss it, that we pay the employees the employees that should get it 2 extra days to make up for their time on their paycheck, possibly listed as vacation. In some manner, label it to where we know that it's been taken care of. Now, that would not include salary people, because that is done.
Well, I'd like to write an additional check for those days and specify that that check is for those 2 work days. Why you want to do it as a vacation?
Brenda, what was our discussion on that? Do you remember?
Well, the 2 days that they didn't get paid for was the Monday and Tuesday, because we normally would cut off on Tuesday. But when we backed up and cut off on Sunday, that left those 2 days to go on the next pay period. So if we start on Monday and cut off on Sunday, then that would be 2 full weeks. But that makes everybody have to wait till the next pay period to get a full paycheck.
So this would allow us to go ahead
So
and
if
do this without.
So we are planning on paying them on the next paycheck. It's not that we didn't pay them.
No, it would not be an extra 2 days, correct, Brenda?
No, it would be an extra 2 days. if we
It will
paid
be an
it.
extra 2 days? Okay, that's what I wanted to be sure of.
You're just transferring those dates
I
from
understand.
that pay period to the
That's
next
right,
one.
That's right.
But if that's a problem, you can write a check for those 2, but the next paycheck will have
It will
only
not
8
have that
days
work. Right,
of work.
right.
Well,
So
you gotta
how's
understand
that
it is,
gonna work? Because if you changed it from cutting off on Sunday, then they're working Monday through Friday, and then on that next check, you're gonna give them another Monday and Tuesday payday?
Yeah, with Monday and Tuesday as 0 work hours.
That's why it's being discussed right now.
And also keep in mind for us, probably Paul's field too, we're on a rotating schedule. So some of the people are gonna be affected 2 pay periods in a row because of this change. And I don't think that was thought about whenever it was passed by the council. It's gonna go beyond just the 1 pay period. It's gonna go to 2 pay periods for some.
Okay, well.
And that's because of the way the rotation is.
The easiest solution then would be to write an extra check just for those 2 days for the ones that they work those 2 days.
That's, that's why it's being discussed right now.
But if that's a problem, you can write a check for those 2, but the next paycheck will have only 8 days of work.
Right.
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 So
But it wouldn't be for those 2 days, because then they would be short the next pay period.
Yeah,
Those 2 days.
That's why we want to list
So it
it
would
as,
be, it would have to be 2 extra days,
yeah.
such as
And-
like vacation or
And
whatever
then
you
their
want to
next
call it.
paycheck would be 10 days,
Normal,
not.
yeah, it would be normal,
paycheck.
everything would be on a normal 2-week
Now we're talking
rotation.
about hourly wage employees. So why on the next paycheck would you put 0 hours for Monday and Tuesday and still pay them on time with this paycheck for the 2 days? And then the next one would only have 8 working days.
Right, but then they would have 8 days then, so that's the same thing they had this time, that's the
Trying
problem.
to prevent that.
Can you just not put 2 extra days on the next pay period?
Yes.
And that will cover what they lost in this pay
Yes.
period?
Yeah,
That was the intent.
it was coming anyway, but it's people,
That was never communicated to us, if that's what was gonna
No,
happen.
it's coming on the next check.
So they'll get
Yes.
2 extra days on
Yes.
this next pay period.
Yes.
But it's really, is it 2 extra days because you're going,
It's not
All
2
we did-
extra days, it's not
It's just-
extra pay.
it's those
It's just
2
you're
days.
transferring those days from this current pay period to the next
next
one.
week? So, but still pay period ends on Sunday.
Right.
right,
And we switched from Tuesday night at midnight to Sunday night at midnight because payroll cards were not getting turned in. And in order for the employees to be paid on Friday, yes, the bank sometimes does it on Thursdays, but that's their prerogative, they get it out. It has to be at the bank by 3 o'clock on Wednesday. So if somebody is late getting their time cards in, things like that, that's been a constant struggle for City Hall office. So by moving it from Tuesday night at midnight, and payroll is to be turned in by 8 o'clock the next morning.
We moved
So,
it back to
so we
Sunday.
moved it back to Sunday. Everybody is still getting paid those 2 days. That the employees had 6 weeks to prepare for this. You may not have been told, but each department head sat in this meeting when we voted on it, a unanimous vote, and were instructed at that point in time to instruct your employees that the first pay period of July
We'll be
would switch
2 days
from
short.
Tuesday to Sunday because of, this gives the department heads more time to get in time cards. And if, say, you are swamped with fire calls all day Monday, and you don't get it in, there's gonna be extenuating circumstances. But if time cards ended at Wednesday, or Tuesday night at midnight, and you're on a call from 3 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock that afternoon, we've already missed the 3 o'clock deadline for the bank. Therefore, you will not get paid on Friday. And because the bank has their prerogative to pay early and doing electronic funds, most of the people do get paid on Thursday. Your payday is on Friday, but seeing it is an electronic payment, a lot of times it goes out early, but your payday is still Friday. But in order for you to be paid on Friday, it has to be at the bank by 3 o'clock. Now, this was voted on now 4 council meetings ago, and department heads were instructed to tell their employees at that time to prepare the first pay period of July to prepare for the Tuesday to Sunday switch. Seems to me that that was not done.
Okay, I had a conversation with Mr. Palmer directly after that meeting.
But Bill can't change
Okay,
what
I
this
understand
council
that, but
voted
there
on.
was no communication after that to tell us that it was still gonna be on.
But we're not shorting
Well,
anybody any hours. We're
nobody's
just
getting
paying them
shorted any
on the
hours.
next cycle.
So that Monday and Tuesday that they worked, that they normally would have been paid on, gone in on Wednesday mornings, is now on the next paycheck.
Only the 80 hours.
That was never made clear either. So that the 2 extra days is gonna be on this next paycheck.
No, we're not switching back to Tuesdays, it's still gonna be Sunday, so you're gonna go from Sunday to Sunday, still 14 days.
But it's only gonna be the 80 hours.
So will we get 100 hours is what the question is. Like, will we get 100 hours the next pay period instead of just 80? Because we didn't work those hours, no. Well, we did, but the pay period changed, so from your look at it, it's like, well, you guys are still getting paid the same amount, but at the end of the year, we're gonna be short 2 days.
is what it would come
It's
down to.
backdated.
So can we get the 2 days, will it be 100 hours put on the paycheck, or will it be 80 hours? Because if it's 80 hours, then we lost that money, this paycheck, is what we're, that's our
It would be
concern.
whatever you work between Monday morning, 2 weeks later, Sunday night.
And that'd be 80
Yeah, that'll
hours.
be 80 hours, because
That's not gonna be the
I
20
worked
hours that
Monday
you
and
lost.
Tuesday, so I lost those two days.
I think the issue was it was backdated into 2 days into the prior pay period. They'd already gotten paid for those days, so it made them short these 2 days.
'Cause you
Is
cut it
what
off
the
2
issue
days
is, because
early.
of the backdating.
We need to check the check dates and the hours
They was
on an
backdated.
individual basis. to
The
see
dates
what's
went from Wednesday morning, like we, at that time we were still doing, prior to the changeover. We went from Wednesday morning till Sunday night,
Okay.
which cut off
Okay.
those 2 days,
So
which were
the other
on
2
the
days will be on the next cycle, so we're not. I'm not
But our
sure.
checks took a hit.
Yeah, they're still short.
That made their
Because
paycheck.
you go 180-hour pay period, the next pay period was 60, then the next pay period is gonna be 80. Where'd that 20 go?
And there are some people that.
And that's where they
We're
got
talking about
short.
working hours. Where did the 60 and 80s coming from?
80 hours of normal work week, 2-week work period. This past pay period, they got paid for 60. Then the next pay period, they're saying we're gonna get paid for 80.
So where's the 20?
So they got shorted 20 hours of pay.
How is that gonna be that they're gonna get paid?
Okay, so that's what he's asking back here.
There's
Is the
not
next
enough
pay
days
period
in a
gonna be a
work week.
100-hour pay period, or is it gonna be an 80
Each
hour?
gonna have the hours that they work from Monday to the following Sunday.
But what about
Now on.
Those hours
for, yes, for now on, but the difference, the 20 hours that we lost.
Because last pay period, that our schedule wasn't,
That's what they're.
it changed.
Yeah, it's not that you work hours you're not getting paid for, it's that when we back up the date, that made those 2 days go on the next one coming forward. You're still gonna get paid for every hour you work.
We understand.
But
You lost,
I
you lost,
understand
you lost
what
20
you're
hours.
saying is
But
that
the
you know,
pocketbook.
Technically, in the year we lost, as a full-time we get 80 hours a week, we lost 20 hours this week on this check because you cut it off on Sunday instead of Tuesday. And the way he
Because it
makes the
only-
schedule, he makes it to keep it to where we are gonna get our full 80 hours. So we're missing 20 hours. Even if you give me 80 hours this week, which is normal, I'm still not gonna get the 20 from last time.
How their scheduling is.
So we had 12 days that we could get our 80 hours, right? 12 days, that's how we could've got 80. So we are missing 2 full 10-hour shifts that we could've got. So if you work Monday and Tuesday, those are on the next pay period. Yes, we worked that. We worked that Monday and Tuesday, and it's gonna be on the next pay period, but it was unable to be paid on this one, which would've made us a full check, because we worked 14 days for a pay
So
period.
if we paid you for those 2 days now with a different check, still your next check will be short.
No,
Because you're
it'll be
gonna be
back,
missing that Monday and Tuesday.
it'll be back to normal.
No, that's not what we're saying.
The issue is it was backdated to 2 prior days that they had already been paid for.
We lost
On
that
the
money.
check before this paycheck, it was June 26th, 27th.
June 29th.
They had already been paid for it, but when you changed the pay schedule, it went back to those 2 days.
It's not,
So those 2 days, they had already been paid for. So now, so they don't need to be paid for those 2 days, but you made this pay period 2 days shorter, so no one can prepare for a shorter paycheck. So most people are
Let
missing
me stop
20
you there,
to
ma'am.
40 hours.
Yes.
That has to do with
Are
the
you a city
department heads
employee?
not telling them.
Yeah, and if the department heads didn't tell the prior employees, then that's an issue there.
Yes, that all department heads sitting up here, whenever we voted for this, the now 4 city council meetings ago,
Something like that.
Can you not send out a citywide email to make sure that everyone is,
Our policy update,
that's what the
Policy
department heads were
update?
for. So,
or
they
that we
were
got our
instructed at
time sheet
that
on
meeting
Monday
right
that it
then
was due.
to
so no
advise
department.
their employees that on the first pay period of July, that we were switching from a Tuesday to a Sunday
Cut off.
cutoff.
but shouldn't the policy have been changed?
That could have given us a heads up. We're upset because we wasn't
You,
communicated.
we gave your,
Okay, again, that's where the problem is, because I go straight to him right after the meeting.
but
So
Bill can't
four
change.
were-
Okay, but he told me it would be taken care of, and I never heard anything else.
Mayor.
That's why I never passed it on to my guys. That's.
We understand that part, and I even spoke to
I hate to sit
council.
here and do this to him right here in public like this, but then a lot of people in this room got hurt because it was never communicated back.
I
then
lost
to us
over
that this was gonna
$300 something dollars.
I spoke with a councilman who said that he thought that y'all, he said voted for to discuss this. I don't know, I didn't know that y'all voted to discuss things, but he said, we voted to discuss it. He didn't know it was actually being implemented. So obviously, Chief, which I believe when he said this, how he acted when he got the news, that he didn't know. And I don't, yes, it hurt, but I'm not gonna die because I lost the 20 hours. All I want is that there's communication on both sides and that we understand.